All right. I think it's recording. Yeah, I got the ticker going. This is Talking Guns. Yeah, that's the new theme song. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna take that little fucking audio clip and might actually make that the new intro, guys. All right, fade it out. We are faded out into the new or to the new front screen. All right, I'm gonna bring you guys on here in a second and shit like that. Yeah. All right. So I've got guests right now from the All Clear, freaking All Clear video podcast and shit on freaking YouTube. It's called All Clear. You got freaking Joey Caldwell and Andrew Nard up in this motherfucker, shredding the Nard. Say what's up, guys, and pulling you on
What's
screen
What's up?
right about now.
Talking Gears.
Yeah.
It's gonna. The video might be a little bit choppy since we're using Zoom and about like 80% of my PC's power.
Yeah.
But it's
And
catching you guys.
I
in the
went up
video.
at clearly an octave higher. Oh my.
Yeah. So
So no shit. Here the fuck we are talking guns. Mention
Yeah.
legends.
yeah. So this ain't even gonna be like a numbered episode because I didn't pull up the freaking plaque. So I might want to do that. Hold on, let me pull up the freaking plaque. Hey, guess what? Episode 1 of the new look of Talking Guns, like with all the freaking video and software and fucking Zoom calls and bullshit, and hopefully it doesn't suck.
Yeah. It doesn't suck already. The swords. I hope
Yeah.
everybody's noticing the sword.
Yeah, the swords are pretty awesome and shit like that. It's not. I'm not showing the whole freaking the whole scene, but I think I will. Fuck it. I'll just flip it over to my freaking whole motif camera. Oh yeah, check it out. I've got you guys in the display capture in this one too. Freaking showing the whole set. Let me just cut that down. So this is what the set looks like without everybody in it and stuff. And I still got freaking Haji Bob still sitting there doing his guest host thing and shit like that. And that's pretty cool. So it's yeah, Haji Bob, yeah.
We need Haji Bob. Haji Bob.
Yeah, Haji Bob he'll come in every now and then and shit like that, and it is commentary and stuff like. You got anything to say, Haji Bob? Durka, some shit. I don't fucking know. I mean, that was insensitive culturally?
Probably Allah.
Am I gonna get freaking
Allah Akbar.
Yeah. what,
Welcome.
what do they say? What fucking Voila snack bar. Voila snack bar.
Aloha snack
I thought it
bar.
was Mr.
Aloha
I thought it was
snack bar,
Mr.
that's
You.
it. Mr. Give
You
me
have
candy.
chocolate, or the kids is you have chocolate. The
that's
the
when they-
elders are like, you have gloves. You have gloves.
That's when we
You
were
know.
freaking like in country for like a fucking while, and those little, the little fuckers started getting picky. At first, it was like Mister, give me food, Mister Mai, give me Mai, which is water, right? And then those little fucking shits, they started to learn what Pepsi and chocolate was.
Yeah. They were very specific. They're like, Mr. Hershey's, none of that off-brand
You
shit.
try to throw them a
then
Coca-Cola, and they
They
fucking
figure
huck
out
it
what
back of
pizza
the
Hut
truck
is.
and shit like that.
Pepperoni.
Yeah. You try to throw them a fucking Mountain Dew, and they don't like that shit. They'll just throw it right back of the truck. But the problem is, when they throw it back, it's got C4 in it. So.
We said fucking Coke. That's it. That's the only reason why they're attacking.
They only want
you, too. It's
Pepsi. They
because
only
they
want Pepsi.
said Coke.
No
Yeah.
Coke, Pepsi.
Oh,
Not a
Pepsi.
Coke,
Yeah,
Coke,
no
Pepsi.
fucking Coke.
You know, I think they got rubbed the wrong way because they know that like Coca-Cola.
This war is sponsored by Pepsi.
Well, they know that Coca-Cola is like a freaking a major partner with McDonald's, and we haven't built McDonald's in their country yet. And if we did, I mean, they'd be, quickly propelled into the first world. I mean, without a doubt.
Dude.
Well, yeah,
they
that's
only
what-
had
that's what
I
happens.
only ever seen KFC.
Yeah.
Like
No,
there was
man.
like one KFC, and I was not allowed to go eat there.
Yeah.
There was a Burger King in Kuwait.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about no shit in it was like what was it called? One of those freaking where other section was that got blown to shit and had a bunch of the dead body. It wasn't the school, but it was a different one, VBIT or suicide
Yeah.
bomber. But it was in not Ferris, but the Burgess maybe.
Yeah.
And there was a fucking KFC. They had a fucking KFC, and we weren't allowed to go there. But maybe they, in a fear of serving grenades instead of
I don't
chicken
know, man.
legs.
It's because
I'm gonna try
KFC
something real
there
quick.
stands for Kabul Fried Camel.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna try something real quick. Hopefully, it's not gonna fuck up the whole podcast. Oh,
I feel like
can you guys hear me now? Can I hear you now?
frozen in
Yeah.
time.
On my screen, on my screen, you're.
Did you use
All right,
the fucking
we're
Merlin's
back.
orb again?
All right, so this is what I did. All I
There
did
it goes.
was
We're back.
Yeah,
We see you.
yeah, and you're faster. You're actually moving faster now. What I did was I unplugged my freaking USB hub that's not externally powered from my USB 3 port, and that one houses all of my other external cameras that are not my front-facing camera that's showing in the video right now. So when I do Zoom calls, I'm gonna freaking unplug my freaking hub, and I'm just gonna use this single camera mode or whatever the fuck. Well, not this one scene. I've got two scenes that have this camera mode, one with a wider angle and one with the with the cropped angle where we're at right now and shit. You know what I mean? And then you guys, you're gonna actually be able to fucking move around and drink your beer in real time and not eat up 60% of my fucking CPU. Right now we're down to using about 22%. So that's good.
What kind of fucking dude?
This is a really shitty fucking like whatever Acer laptop. You know what I mean? That's what I'm
You
fucking working with right now. If I got
Gotta
like,
drop the dude. The best thing I've done was drop the chips and get me a sweet ass PC, bro.
yeah, that's what
I've avoided it.
I know. I got to get a fucking desktop that's got like freaking quad core fucking water cooled fucking blah 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 goddamn processor.
It's
and
8
shit.
core now actually.
Oh, 8 cores
Gotta
now?
be. It's an
Oh,
8 core
fucking-
now. Yeah.
Oh damn, they're just growing
Yeah.
exponentially, aren't
Yeah.
they? I mean,
I think
it'd be exponential if they just went from 4 to 16. That's right, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're at 32 gigabytes of RAM. Whenever I just got back into technology,
Yeah,
I got a Note 9 had 8 gigabytes of RAM,
yeah.
and my laptop that I carried like everywhere and deployments everywhere was only 8 gigabytes of RAM. So I thought that was dope.
Yeah, no shit. Hell
You
yeah.
know, I played all my laptop games on the phone because it was 8 gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah.
like that was like super fast then.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
I
oh
was
man, I
what?
got all this room.
Rogue Total War Mobile, bitch.
Oh man. So fuck man. I mean, I hate to direct the conversation considering I'm the fucking director and producer and
What you
fucking
gotta do.
main host of my own fucking podcast, but
That's
hey,
what you
let me-
gotta I get
if
to
I
be
could
chaos.
if I could just get myself a fucking Jamie, right? If I could get a fucking Jamie to run the show while I just fucking talk shit and get fucking ripped like Joe Rogan, I mean, it'd be great. You know?
So you go over to the comm school or whatever and just take boots and say you run my podcast now.
Dude,
I'm
mean-
so much closer to the border. I can just pick up a guy from Home Depot or some shit.
I
Yeah.
don't know if anybody notices, but that's what Andrew does. Like I'm lost in the sauce, brother.
Oh,
Not
you-
to say the sauce, but I just do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Joe's
have
just
the
here for his face.
Yeah. Well, you're on the yellow, or you got the yellow stream coming up and shit like that because I guess I didn't crop this fucking properly enough to where it wouldn't show the highlight of your freaking screen every time. So every time you talk, it shows the yellow on the bottom of your screen. But that's cool. I don't give a
That's
fuck.
all right.
I'll work out those little.
Come check us out, Libo Team 5. You'll see the real face.
Yeah,
if you wanna
Libo
see the
Team
money.
5's your fucking crew, right? That's
Yeah.
right. I haven't
Yeah.
even figured out what to call my fucking Talking Guns fucking fans yet. Talking Gooners, Talking Goons, Twerking Gooners. I don't know.
What like Warback, dude? We'll think of something for.
Yeah.
I'll throw a couple ideas, dude. I feel like Talking Goon shouldn't be. It should be like.
I usually
It should be something epic, bro. I know you don't like hearing it. It sucks to be the guy that's badass.
Yeah.
You know, but you deserve something of that. You know, of epicness. Of,
Yeah.
of
Well, I broke my character, and usually I freaking introduce the show by saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, grunts and pogues," but in this one we just fucking went for it. So fuck it, whatever, you know.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. I mean, like, call me crazy, but Like it's just when you find out what celebrities really are growing up,
Yeah.
you're a little disappointed. And you're like, and then we lost Heath Ledger and shit like that. You're like, God
Yeah.
damn, why, they're doing some crazy, unhealthy shit to
Yeah.
bring entertainment to some motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Iraqi Mister Give Me, Mister Give Me. Well, that's what happens when you just start giving shit away for kind of free. People
Yeah.
start to feel entitled. So these actors that are giving their life to entertain people, and people are like, oh, entertain me, and they also have like unrealistic expectations when they meet them,
Yeah.
and like and they expect to be entertained by these people. We're starting to draw a gap here.
Yeah.
They're the hatred, they're making all this money, blah blah blah. You know where I'm going. There I
Yeah.
go. Off on a
I
rant.
get it. I get it.
That's what,
Yeah.
It's
anytime
not a bad rabbit
anytime
hole.
anytime I've ever seen a famous person, I just give them the nod and like the hey, I know who you are, but I'm not gonna put you on blast right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at
Kinda,
Tony Hawk. He's still famous to a degree. I mean,
do a kickflip.
yeah.
Dude, yeah.
No, well, most people don't even recognize him.
Oh no,
And,
there's
and he's
videos
like,
of him driving around, and they're like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm Tony Hawk," and they're like, "No, no," and he's like, no, "Yeah, I'm fucking Tony Hawk."
he's got this whole thing on his like fucking Twitter page of like him not being recognized or not being recognized and shit like that, and it's kind of like funny. So he's a funny fucking dude and shit, and he just kind of trolls himself. And I don't remember who he was with in a photo and shit like that. Somebody like fucking probably like Joe Rogan or some shit, like fucking so nice of Joe Rogan to fucking just stop to take a picture with an absolute nobody. And that absolute nobody is fucking Tony Hawk.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been famous since he was like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking he's a pretty fucking chill dude, real down to earth and stuff like that, and I'm sure he's real focused on, taking care of his family and friggin' not even like fucking staying relevant. That's not even his fucking thing at all. He just lives his life and does his thing. So that's pretty cool. I like him for that. I like him for a lot of things, mostly because like, he's a fucking legend. But I was never a skater or anything, so.
But did you
Yeah.
play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for PlayStation 1 or Nintendo 64 as a young lad?
No.
Oh, yeah. You
My kid-
played machine guns. I forgot.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Damn it. Well,
Yeah.
I forget you're old. I just forget you're old.
I'm one of the olds, as Bridget Fedesi likes to call him. I love me some Bridget Fedesi. I just watched her freaking podcast today, and I fucking think it's great. It's called Dumpster Fire, and she seems to have a pretty good fucking setup. And I think I want to model this whole thing based off of like a mixture of like all the things that I see, like freaking Joe Rogan and fucking Bridget Fedesi or freaking Tim Cast. That all that stuff is freaking great. Or like Louder with Crowder is really good if I had a larger crew, but I don't have any. Notice what I did right there? I scratched the back of my head and then pop that bicep real quick. Just let them know. Like
no, what's up, dude?
but like freaking he's got his whole crew and stuff with like Quarter Black Garrett and freaking Gerald A and like his half Asian lawyer Bill Richmond and shit like that to actually have these conversations that are hilarious and dynamic and no way fucking scripted, but they have these segments that they like to put out. So I'm gonna need suggestions, and I invite everybody to hit me up in my freaking DMs on the bottom right or my freaking messages and shit like that, where you freaking see them over there on the Facebook page, Talking Guns, which isn't up yet. I gotta fucking put that fucker back up. I gotta revive it. And then the Instagram Talking_Guns, and then the freaking YouTube in the comments here where you're gonna see this video. Give me some freaking suggestions and shit like that for freaking better things. I'll bring an email handle into this whole fucking thing and shit like that, and you can send suggestions to the email at freaking talkingguns6@gmail.com. It'll be fucking cool.
Dude, that's badass throwing out the email.
Yeah.
Like, that's personal as fuck, bro. Yeah.
Well,
Like, but that's not a bad idea, dude. That's not a bad idea.
What Bridget does is she freaking has this entire website, like freaking Fedesi.com or whatever and like that, and she has like this Better Fedesi freaking Twitter page, Better Fedesi freaking email handle and shit like that for suggestions and everything, and it kind of separates like the suggestions from the praise. But yeah, and she'll dig into the freaking letters and stuff like that when there's some good ones and read them on the freaking on the podcast, and that's kind of nice. But I definitely love our segments more than anything, because it'll be like
Yeah, right.
fucking breaking Bridget, which is like the shit that really pisses her off and like about breaks her fucking brain, and then like what's next in the dumpster, or like and she just does this fucking wild little raccoon digging fucking like mannerism and shit like that, and pulls out some wild bullshit that just so happens to be in the news, or like what is it, troll in chief, like the funny shit that Donald Trump says on the internet, like who he
Fucking
fucking
hilarious.
trolls. Yeah, yeah, troll in
Yeah.
chief.
God.
It's great. Like,
Is it almost wrong that I kind of like there's George Bush, Donald Trump just beat George Bush in the most hilarious president,
oh
and I
yeah,
kind of want
yeah.
to vote for him because he's hilarious?
oh yeah.
That's
I
a
mean-
terrible reason to want to vote for somebody, but probably
I
gonna vote
mean-
for him because he's hilarious.
I mean, there's plenty of reasons to not vote for Joe Biden. So-
Yeah. Well,
recently, Hunter and his fucking infamous crack pipe that might just be a glass encased rose, but is probably
Yeah.
crack.
Well, it's high end crack made from taxpayers' dollars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or,
if it's
you know-
gonna feel better, he's fine. He's
He's-
doing the high end shit.
or
He's
the
getting high.
or the laptop with homemade porn and fucking emails and shit back and forth to freaking like foreign freaking energy tycoons and shit like that in Ukraine, fucking kind of glad handing and trying to get through him to get to old fucking Uncle Joe.
Well,
Yeah.
Good old-
I don't know about you guys, but when I'm smoking crack, I like to make homemade porno and talk to Russian people.
I mean, yeah, or
it's-
Ukrainians. I mean, shit.
Yeah. Ukrainian, Russian, same thing.
When I
like-
smoke crack, I like to make homemade porno with Russian people.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Yeah. I mean, the best
That'd
place
be
to
no
find
shit
them.
though. I'd probably actually do that.
The
in
best
real
place
life.
to
I'm not
find them
mad
is
at him for it.
fucking is Instagram. It's just like every day I get 3 or 4 of these freaking ads and stuff like that, or I get added by 3 or 4 freaking different accounts and shit like that with weird first name, weird last name, and 4 numbers, and it's like some fucking like chick that's got only 2 pictures on the fucking profile and stuff like that, and following 300 and fucking some bullshit people, but only has 30 followers, which just goes to show you 10% of people are fucking retarded.
Well, or severely uneducated and like they didn't have parents, and they look at the flashy shit that these
Oh,
people
man.
produce. These people put out a lot of flashy shit. Okay, you got to go to my little cousin. He lives in Colorado. He says seriously, it's like they have the most obscene fantasies, if you will. I don't know what else to call it. Fantasies, visions, like perception of us as like if you go to Missouri, it's like Civil War.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I joke about Missouri being the 1950s, but for real, like nobody is racist. Like nobody is racist in Missouri. You have the old heads that might still have like that little thing, but
Well,
it's not what they think it is.
I think
We're
that
not KKK here.
I know, and I think that the whole like the racism narrative and that it's like a systemic problem or that it's generally widespread. I mean, that's a lot of that's proliferated within your own community through fear mongering. And if you went out into the real world and stuff like that independently, you probably wouldn't see it quite as much. I mean, I do.
Yeah, it's like
Well, look at me. I mean, just look at me. Of course, I didn't experience it. My privilege.
the idiots are the ones that get the spotlights on them.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well, you got to think this is a very beautiful country, a lot of resources. So the idiots that are getting the spotlight on them are probably from these media companies that are not owned by America.
Well,
I think I kind of hate to be conspiracy. Joe's opinion, don't read a lot, but just know human nature, thinks that the richer companies that are trying to control America because politics, you come and have a child in America, your kid's an American citizen and become the president. So what you have an American kid, right? But you live over, I don't know. It wouldn't be hard, is what I'm saying.
no, it
for money
wouldn't be hard.
to infiltrate our.
Are you making an argument for the birthers?
I don't know if I'm making an argument about. I don't read a lot of shit. I literally just got a phone today. I don't get on the internet. I observe. I observe everything around me.
You know
and
what
know
I'm
human
talking
nature.
about when I'm talking about the birthers? You know what I mean?
What,
Oh,
Please
so-
elaborate.
After
Obama, right?
yes, so after the 2008 election and stuff like that, right? Donald Trump was like one of these people. It's like, we want to see the birth certificate. And this lasted the entire 4 years until after the 2012 election when it was finally friggin' shown up. Here it is. I was born in Hawaii. And there you go. You know what I mean? But they had all of this information. It's coming out on freaking Rush Limbaugh, and it's coming out on freaking Sean Hannity and all that stuff about how freaking, you know, his brother and his dad are, you know, still living in and from Kenya and shit and like whatever. And there are all these other conspiracy theories about how he was like freaking propelled by George Soros through his fucking through college and shit like that and blah blah blah. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know about Obama.
I mean, it's kind of far fetched, but all right, man.
Yeah, dude, I kind of like Obama, man. I like the way he talks. He just, you know, I'm not saying that makes him a good president, but you know, he was a definite change up because every other president, it's like this president is playing golf while your country suffers. Now it was like this president is playing basketball while your country suffers.
And you know what? They say the same thing. They threw the same argument at Donald Trump, being like, "Oh, this president's playing golf." God.
Did the same fucking thing to Obama. Did the same thing to George Bush. He's mowing his yard.
Yeah. God forbid somebody be human for a few minutes. You know,
take a breather.
Whatever, you know.
He should fucking be saving our country.
But it's not just that stuff. I mean, I get it all and everything. The only thing that I had an issue with or took issue with and stuff for the entire time that Obama was the president was throughout his entire presidency, he never freaking actually gave a substantial wage increase to meet inflation. He just did it to meet the freaking actual minimum. And the actual minimum was 1.8%. Not to keep with inflation because he was still creating a gap. Because in order to freaking meet with inflation, he would have to go to like 2 or 3% and stuff. And every time we've had a Republican president and stuff, somebody like George Bush or even Donald Trump and stuff, we've always had a 3.2 or higher increase, or 3.2% or higher increase in our freaking wages and shit like that in order to close the gap toward inflation and what our wages ought to be with that. So, I mean, that's a fucking thing. Like, closing that gap and stuff for the military wage is important to me because I don't like being one of the poorest. I mean,
dude, I agree with that, and I hate to be like, you know, but in America might disagree with me, and you can, but these guys, these football players that claim to sacrifice so much for entertainment, it's like, dude, I mean, not everybody. Some people might go in because of the benefits, but you don't go in because of the benefits. You don't go you have to be a psychopath, kind of. Okay, so we fit that criteria of a psychopath to want to go do what we did. You got to be a little psycho. Fine.
Nobody just does it for the paycheck, man. The paycheck's not that good.
This ain't for the paycheck.
If you're doing it for the paycheck, you're an idiot because you're not getting a very good paycheck.
Well, if you did it for the benefits too, I mean, not necessarily dumb. There are a lot of things that people in the military just don't know about. Like, for instance, right? I was freaking messaging with one of my buddies and shit, Kagan, right? And he is I think he's been selected to staff sergeant, but not non-competitively selected because he's going through through MESEP and stuff like that, and freaking becoming an officer. Good dude, and he wants to get some like certifications for things and shit like that, like freaking what do they call that, NASM or freaking ISA and shit like that for personal training and what the fuck ever, right? And being in the military, regardless of your MOS, because you have such a big background in physical activity. If you go to school and you get the information and shit like that or whatever, you can take the tests, and the Navy will actually pay for it. So there's this cool program. It's called like the Navy Cools program or whatever like that, and it's an online certification program where you can freaking get your initial certificates and any of your recertifications and shit like that paid for by the government, instead of paying like $700 to take, or like $70 to take a test, and then $700 or some bullshit for fucking recertifications, because like school. Where is my cursor? Because it's doing fucking weird shit. It's being all fucky.
Dude, I know
Like,
shit. Dude, it's god, technology is different. Like, oh, it's amazing. Oh my, it's growing so quickly. Kind of situation.
Yeah. Right now it's just like it's the fly on Joe Biden, or on freaking it's the fly on freaking Mike Pence's head. That's what it is.
I think if we were more like there's I mean like this shit I wouldn't care so much about like privacy violations if we could we definitely need to open up, not as far as like, you know, there's opening up too much, but we could definitely like open up as far as you're getting spied on whether you like it or not, people. Okay, if you do anything on record, you have these habits. Human psychology has been mastered. I wouldn't say mastered,
Yeah.
but it's not hard. They have algorithms. People confess to crime, dude. They go off percentages of what people do.
Well, yeah, I mean it's not all just that and stuff like that. I mean, it's the internet used to be the wild motherfucking west and shit. You know what I mean? Back in the day when Yahoo was the #1 search engine.
Yeah.
Or like
Well,
fucking
yeah.
AOL Messenger was like the prime way of freaking getting to talk to anybody and shit like that. And everybody had these fucking weird ass like, quippy handles and stuff.
Well, dude, it's like how the human mind works. Is okay. Why businesses are successful and they pull these mind tricks and they make so much money is
Yeah.
because human witnesses, the way your memory works, yada yada yada, bullshit, bullshit. But look at this shit up. Human witnesses are the most uncredible witnesses because stress will manipulate the way you see things. Shit, right here in front of your face, right directly in front of your eye, you're not seeing that. That is your brain making that shit up. So that's just your vision is garbage. Your vision is not very reliable, especially under circumstances of emotion. So now we have actual computer monitoring what you're actually doing online. You might think you know what the fuck you did online, but you don't actually know. But you know it's recorded the computer, and they write programs that break shit up into categories.
None of
And
that shit's gonna be reliable either. Now that we got deep fakes
that's
are
true.
fucking just
well,
wild.
yeah, it's ever changing.
Oh,
We're-
another segment.
evolution, life, it's fucking evolving. It's
I
just
gotta-
your bones right now, which you already know in your physics.
Yeah.
Your physical fitness, your spongy bone is if you start punching a wall every day, your bones will adjust to compensate for this kind of blow. So when you exercise,
Well,
it's important to get
those
the
are
whole
like that's like different freaking what do you call them? Freaking that's micro fractures and stuff, and the osteoblasts and the osteoplasts and stuff like that have a tendency to just freaking get in there and eat away the freaking, or not eat away,
osteoblast
but
for blast. They destruct osteoclast, cling it together.
So they freaking they generate more freaking bone tissue and stuff like that in what was originally a porous area or freaking now a fractured area of bone, and then they tear away the freaking excessive parts that just go beyond the normal size, and sometimes they don't do that, and you end up with a deformed bone. But what you're left with is just
That's all in the
denser.
DNA.
It's just denser bone material.
Mhm.
That's now just
Why?
heavier.
Because we're compensating for the stress. Well, this happened, so we got to wait for it to happen again. And then, but the thing is,
Well, it's a scar. It's a scar in bone.
right? Well, and it's better to. I would say. I don't know. I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm not gonna say that. But like for a younger person, it might be better. There's a certain point. There's certain things you don't want to break, but a kind of fracture like that, that hardness of your bone
Yeah.
is pulling somewhere. So it's not necessarily good to break your bones because it's adding extra strength right here because of this type of stress, but it's taken away from somewhere else too. So there's things you got to consider.
Well, it's taken away from your food. Like if you eat enough,
Right.
or if you consume enough freaking like calcium phosphates or phosphorus and shit like that, freaking consume enough freaking, really just like from regular ass food and stuff, because most food has the things that you need,
Yep.
If you just eat enough food, you're going to be okay. I mean, will you get like fat? Yeah, maybe. So you should probably work out too.
You got to eat the right food.
I mean,
You gotta
just throwing it out there. Maybe, probably, I don't know, but like might be good if you'd work out.
Yeah.
It's very important to that's why I said it's important to do the workouts that covers every direction.
Oh yeah,
Because
like 7 foundational
you're-
movements, right? Like freaking push, pull, hinge, squat, lunge, freaking what are the other ones? Rotate and some
Mhm.
other thing. Wait, was that all of them?
See kind of.
Plank.
That's a lot of it.
Plank. That's the
That's a
seventh
lot of
one.
it. The stabilizers.
Well, yeah, like freaking, you have
Push.
your
pull.
like people
These
talk
are
about
for
your
the-
core. Like you have your entire freaking core stability that's not just run by just your abdominals and shit, because you got your freaking clearly your front with your rectus abdominis on the opposite side, the spine or the erector spinae or your freaking spinal erectors, right? And then you have like your freaking obliques and everything like that kind of cover that freaking transverse plane movement and stuff with the internal and the external abdominal obliques and let you do those upward freaking moves or downward moves, but also freaking countering those. And then your transverse abdominis, which is giving you that straight up side to side movement, but those are layered, right? But then you've got to think about the other core strength and stability that it takes to move other things, and those are all connected through your freaking your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your freaking glutes, and your your shoulders, like your freaking front and rear delts, traps, lats, freaking, and then out into your freaking your biceps and your triceps, like everything freaking elbows to knees and shit like that is essentially a core working muscle.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing that I learned.
Dude, bro, yeah. And then and I didn't get that kind of knowledge until I got out of the Marine Corps. So I'm glad they're fucking dropping the cash on. You know what? It's awesome too.
The idea of dropping the cash to make this course is to reduce the amount of cash that it costs by reducing the amount of injuries and shit. So
Boom.
Injury prevention and freaking and recovery or freaking correctives and stuff like that are a big part of the program and a lot of the reason for the Force Fitness instructor fucking program and shit like that, right? And the methodologies and the freaking idea of the programming of these workouts and shit like that and the way that it's laid out to include a good dynamic warm-up and include freaking a injury prevention phase and a recovery phase so that you can in every workout kind of locate, close within, destroy your problems.
Destroy your fucking problems. That's no shit, dude.
Like that way we're not freaking putting broken people out through like the VA and shit. And the idea also with this, with the correctives and everything in injury prevention, you start off with functional movement assessments and you start with initial performance assessments and shit like that, right? So that you can freaking identify someone's movement deficiencies or mobility freaking restrictions, right? And start building those correctives to assist them in greater mobility, flexibility, and shit like that, and help them prevent injury in that way. And also by identifying through the IPA where the strengths and weaknesses in freaking, in generating power or freaking or strength in a freaking upper and lower body and shit like that. So you do this, and you can, basically find out a whole lot about the individual and shit. But we're not building individual fucking workout plans. We're not personal trainers. The thing is to kind of find trends or locate trends. And one of the biggest trends, because we're wearing boots all day, is freaking not necessarily ankle mobility, but freaking strength in the lower legs and stuff like that, and agility, right? So you don't have a lot of lower body power and shit below the knees or anything, but like that's if you're wearing boots all day, you're gonna have ankle injuries.
Military.
But then,
are we still wearing boots? What the fuck is
what
I gotta say? What the fuck? There's
but
like
then here we are.
tennis shoes in the real world.
But then here
There's
we are.
Tennis shoes.
But then here we are. We're going on fucking hikes. Like
I'm telling you,
you should be doing 20 kilometers every 6 months.
Boots can't be good. I can't even wear boots anymore. I took them off, shed them because I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being slow and clunky. Got some tennis shoes, got work tennis shoes. Guess what? I feel fucking my knees are not hurting. My knees don't hurt anymore.
I love boots for my day-to-day and shit like that, but the thing is,
they look cool.
I have to wear freaking shoes when I work out now. Because I was before I went off to this course. I was working out in boots and utes all the time. I was just fucking getting out there and getting after it. I'm doing like 30-inch fucking box jumps in fucking boots and utes. Everybody thinks I'm a
he's
fucking
old,
psychopath.
by the way. He's the old motherfucker.
Like,
I got out after 4 years. This motherfucker's been in for like 20, bitch.
Yeah, like 17 years now. 17 fucking years in this gun club.
We football players risk our brains.
Well, they said they sent me to this course because they thought I was hella force fit or some shit like that because I'm always running around in boots and utes and fucking kicking ass. But man, I didn't know how much I was holding myself back because my agility suffered, my freaking speed generating speed suffered because I didn't have, that more elastic region built up and stuff. I mean, I didn't injure myself at all. I mean, they gave us
cankles in the Corps, dog.
Well,
when I was in the Corps, I had cankles.
They gave us this phone number and this freaking website to go freaking change our health insurance fucking thing over to whatever the local one was in Quantico. And I never did it, so I'm actually fortunate that I didn't get injured because if I didn't, then I'd kind of be fucked.
Well, dude, listen, yeah, like, dude, that's what I boil it down. That's why I incorporated the we get football players with all this fucking money. The money needs to be coughed up still, and you need to pay if the military. Just be with me for a second,
Yeah,
military
yeah.
or whoever's running shit. If you, I know you invested a lot of money. But if you made the paychecks not quite NFL, you're talking NFL, you're paying $37 million a year. Now let's just be goofy and take $500,000 a year and put it into each combat soldier makes
They kind of do already.
250. Let's do it a quarter.
Think about all
Let's
the
do
freaking
100,000.
think about
I'll
all
take 100,000.
think about all the ammunition
Yeah.
that has to be fired. The hours or like the working hours that are freaking cost by freaking contractors and shit like that make the food, every meal that you eat, every uniform that you wear, every freaking wage of every freaking trainer that's training them and shit like that, and the freaking facility maintenance and stuff and range maintenance and shit like that when it comes down to freaking keeping the grass low or freaking fire management and shit like that, or like all of this stuff. And you divide all of that shit, and then you freaking add on the weapon systems. You add on the freaking repair of weapon systems with parts and shit like that, and keeping it up to date with reboring fucking rifles. I don't know if they actually fucking do that or not, or if they just buy new barrels, which they probably do, or freaking smaller parts that get fucking broken and shit like that, or freaking nods when they have the freaking night vision techs and shit like that doing their motherfucking thing, and each one of those motherfuckers costs about anywhere to $4 to $10 grand. I mean, shit. Like everybody has a fucking certain amount of training equipment that's recyclable and reusable, and that can be divided. But one thing that can't be divided is every single fucking bullet that you shoot through freaking all of those days that you have on the rifle range, all those days that are on the freaking on the rifle range and boot camp and shit like that, and qualification day, right? And then you go and you do it again. You do it again when you get to SOI. You do more freaking shooting with live rounds, and then blanks also and shit. All of the freaking hours and all of the material that it takes to freaking repurpose and reuse those, or reprime those freaking primers and shit like that, freaking, and make those rounds whole again and shit. You know what I mean? Or make them into blanks. All that there's money that goes into it, and it's around about $1 million for each one of us.
Yeah, I mean, I shot in one day. I shot 5 tow missiles, which is $500,000 right there.
Yeah, so that's not even including that.
But they can't. They have that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into this shit. So, I mean, I just thought of an evil way to make fucking that'd go south real quick, but might be a good movie idea. And me being white, of course, white with my super blue eyes, thought of this fucking business idea. But if you put some fucking pay the military what they're worth, right? But put the GoPro on their body so you can watch our country fuck up this country, and it's like they're killing each other. Yeah, Coliseum all over again.
Like the Combat Sports Network. So
yeah,
there's a hilarious little freaking parody that Vet TV made for that. I've got a sticker for them. All right, and you
fucking
can't see
Vet
it.
TV, dude.
Vet
you
TV,
guys saved my life, bitches.
Yeah, they made this whole
Fuck you guys and your life saving.
This freaking parody of Combat Sports Network where they put it on like freaking like a ESPN fucking 69 or some shit, like ESPN 8, the Ocho, but like
damn, I swear I haven't seen that episode. I've only watched the Fob Life with the grunt shit going on. I gotta check that out.
Check out the CSN and stuff. It's got John Burke, he's on there, fucking Donnie O'Malley, fucking and all that shit. What's hilarious is one of the freaking machine gunners from 2-7. When I got there, this guy Hank Goff, he has a few cameo appearances because he's just like your big machine gunner fucking type. He's out and he's a family man now, but he was just like a legend among the fucking like machine gunners and 7th Marines. So everybody fucking loved this dude, and that's where he gets a lot of his. Oh no, you know what? One of his boys, Johnny Forsyth, he's a member of the whole Talking Guns crew and shit like that. So he likes to bring up Goff because I'm sure he has some great fucking stories about how Goff would fuck up boots, or he would be like the first pick for the combat sports teams and shit because he's just this big machine gunner type. He's like your fucking your Clay Matthews of machine guns.
Dude, fuck, I love that. I love that. Glad you love Clay Matthews. Great reference. Clay Matthews,
It's not that
bro.
I do. I don't love Clay Matthews because I'm a Bears fan, but I
Oh no, you're not.
yeah,
Motherfucker.
but I do
God
know who he is, and I get the type, and I respect the type.
Dog. Okay, for the record, like I don't know why Packers produces the quarterbacks. It was a great Aaron Rodgers. I fucking thank you for being with us. I am kind of glad you're going to like the Patriots because you probably deserve to be there. I'm
Is he
tired.
going to the Patriots?
I don't know. I'm assuming he's going to the Mike. All right, Joey
I don't
called
pay
those
attention
prediction.
anymore.
I don't either. Aaron
Well-
Rodgers has got that shit figured out. I'm glad we had him for the quarterback, but I'm mad at the Packers. You made some stupid decisions. You fucked Clay Matthews over. You didn't get him some fucking defense. I'm glad we beat the Bears for like a jillion years straight. I want to see a Super Bowl. But January, January
Rodgers has a
26,
Super Bowl.
1986 is the year before I was born.
Rodgers has a ring.
Yeah, but Favre had two.
yeah,
Oh wait, no, he didn't.
No,
He did
Favre had
exactly what
one.
Favre did, yeah.
yeah.
He almost took Minnesota to the Super Bowl. Man, Favre is just. And then
Well,
you gotta tell
Favre-
me.
Favre
Favre-
lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots. He could have had to.
No, he won the Super Bowl to the Patriots and lost it to the Broncos. And thank you, Andrew, but you don't know the Packers. I'm glad you.
You're
you
right,
need to stay and
because
you're not.
If you're
yeah.
gonna say Brett Favre, you gotta say it like fucking. You
Favor?
gotta say it like John Madden,
I was only patting some.
like you're half drunk.
Yeah, Favre.
Brett Favre.
John Madden, here's my opinion on Brett Favre's retirement. It was a fucking scam. You gonna tell me a chick's gonna say no to Brett Favre? That's
Never gonna happen.
bullshit. She was paid.
Never
she
happened.
was paid to crash his career. She was paid. So that's
man.
my opinion.
Ugh.
Brett, I still love you, bro. I
Yeah.
would have totally asked the massage therapist coming into the boys' locker room while I was naked massaging me, and if I was Brett Favre, I'd ask for a happy ending.
Tell
Yo,
us
girl.
how you feel about Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger, I heard he what I heard from that, he beats children and did underage chicks. That's fucked up. Brett, this is an of-age woman coming to massage dudes while they're naked after a football game.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know how. You gotta know if that shit. If this wasn't his first time getting a happy ending.
If you're
This was something that was routine, motherfuckers.
I mean,
he got so many happy endings,
Well,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
I
We
think
make it legal.
guys need to know that no girl out there wants to see your dick.
that's not true. That's not true.
That might not be true.
The
ones that were
penis
molested
is
as
ugly.
children.
I've
Penises
ran
are ugly.
I've ran around a few that do.
Yeah, bro. It's everybody's different, man.
I've met a
Everybody's
few
different.
women that have definitely wanted to see it, and yeah,
Well, how do you know that's not what they told you?
I guess
Well,
if
why
there's $100 million
would they tell you
behind
unless
your
they
dick, then they'll take
yeah,
it.
exactly. That's it. That's the thing. I don't have $100 million, but I do have a beautiful dick.
Yeah, dude, that's like the people who say size does. I mean, sure, anatomically speaking,
yeah.
from the looks of it, I don't know. I'm not a girl. If I wish I could turn into a girl for a day, so I could really get you the answers.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I guess girls are like dudes. There's some smaller vaginas and some bigger vaginas.
Yeah, I mean,
probably
there's
probably that.
They don't all look the same. I mean, some dudes they hook to the left, and some dudes they hook to the right, and some dudes
I hook
frickin',
down.
hook up or down and stuff like that. Some guys got the fucking
I like that.
the mushroom and the freaking small shaft and everything like that, and some dudes are like a needle dick the butt fucker. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Different
Yeah.
strokes for different folks.
That's it.
Needle
Well-
dick.
They're just going in there like a fucking missile, like they got their little red rocket going on,
Yeah, they're like, "Is it in yet?" You're like grabbing shit. And you're like, "Oh God, no, it's not in. You've already came." But
Some
you're
some
looking
dudes
for
got
something.
some dudes got micro
Like
peen
it's
and
not
stuff,
in yet.
You know? And you know what? They made pills for that a long time ago. They called it Magna RX
Doesn't
or
work.
whatever. I don't know if it doesn't work. I mean,
I don't know either. I've never tried it.
fun story. So in Iraq, we ran a test phase trial run for Magna RX. Not me personally. One of my platoon mates. He had a little peep. When we measured him side by side, and he was about a 5'6", and
That's not terrible. I wouldn't think.
a 5'6".
Oh,
5.56
to a
round.
5.56 round, not 5.
Not
With
5.56
6
inches.
inches.
No, a 5.56 round.
Oh,
not.
fucking-
I mean, this is casing included. You know what I mean? But like, dude, All right, so about 3 months later,
3
I mean,
inches. That's a good.
we give
3
him
inches.
about 3 months later. We give him a freaking a reassessment and shit like that, remeasure and everything, and he'd bumped it up to about a 7.62, and we were really pushing for a 50 cal by the end of the tour.
Did he get 50 cal? You gotta.
I don't know. I gotta ask if it worked out. I don't know.
Dude, I mean that's huge. 5.56 to 50 cal is like.
I mean that's a big change.
worth it.
Yeah.
That's a big
So,
fucking change, especially.
I personally rock the 40 Mike.
Yeah.
I'm short but fat.
Yeah. Like
You
freaking.
know, which
That's
I
it.
don't have
mean,
a bullet that.
you don't
fits
always
my
you don't always
style.
need to freaking.
Oh, the 22.
You don't always need
Yeah.
to engage in depth. Sometimes you just need to have a blast radius.
Uh, somehow, yeah, I got a pretty sweet. I got a billion kids somehow. It's like China, you know. If that stereotype, sorry, Asian people, the stereotypes are true.
This can't go on YouTube now. Shit, no, I'm kidding.
I mean, sorry, YouTube, but the stereotypes are
This
true.
might not be the one that I submit to Apple Podcasts for review.
We could edit some things out in the next segment.
In order to get onto friggin' Apple fucking podcasts and shit like that, I have to submit them one of my episodes for review for their little moderators to determine whether or not this is good
okay,
enough
we should
to be.
cut the China part out, but black people can't get mad because
Well, sure.
everybody.
yeah.
Your first day of boot camp, you know the stereotypes are true. It's
Yeah.
just it. It's just there's
I'll tell
whatever.
God, man.
they can't swim, but they got big dicks.
Big
Oh
dicks.
no! Here we go. We've gone everywhere now. We've gone everywhere now.
Yeah, black people have giant.
I'll tell you,
dicks.
we
Who
in my
cares?
boot camp.
Fine. There's white people who have giant dicks too, but generally speaking, if you're black, you have a big dick. It's
Look,
fine.
speaking for the white guys with giant dicks, I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
I can't.
There's a couple of you.
I
See,
speak
the
for
order of
them,
power
even though I
goes.
cannot join them.
It is kind of the order of powers in most platoons
Like, what was it?
that
what was
I've been
the-
in. It's always that freakish white guy who's on top, the freakish
Ah.
white guy on top, and then followed by all the black guys.
What was
And
the
then
name
there's
of
like
that
two
frickin-
black guys in the infantry?
What was the name of
Of
that one
course.
fucking chick, Rebecca? Some bullshit, whatever the fuck. That was like the leader of like an NAACP chapter and stuff like that. But she was a white chick. That's
Oh, the one that said she was black.
yeah, that one. That's
Yeah.
how I speak for white guys with big dicks. I'm not one of them, but yo,
Yeah.
I can pretend.
Well, I mean, we had in our boot group was fucking Long Dong.
Gabriel.
No, I'm talking about
His name's Gabriel.
You talking about Phil Playton?
Landon.
Jameson?
Yeah,
Jameson? Really?
Oh, Landon. Yeah, Landon.
he had a sledgehammer, dude.
Did he?
We nicknamed him Long Dong.
Yeah,
I've never seen Jameson's dong.
Yeah,
I've
me
only-
neither.
I've only heard tales of Gabriel's. I've actually
I
never
mean,
seen Gabriel's either.
It's like a 155, dude. He's got a 155.
I put a fucking a pretty good fucking burst of damn airsoft rounds into his freaking dick one night. It was when I came by.
It would have been hard to miss.
Well, I came by the
Dude.
freaking came by the bricks and stuff like that while I was with 2-7. I was we were training over in Firebase Gloria, and then I got the weekend off, like because cool, I guess they're like, fuck it, take the weekend, go home if you want to, but freaking hang out here with some friends or go see some things in the beach cities or whatever the fuck, right? So I called up Reyes, and he came pick me up. Dropped me in the barracks with friggin' Layden and friggin' Musto and all the other fucking dudes and shit like that, right? And I'm like, fucking chill. Where's fucking Jameson at, right? And like, I start pounding on his fucking door, and I fucking take a knee outside of it with one of the fucking dudes like airsoft rifles and shit like that. And he's like, who keeps pounding on my door, right? And I'm just like, right? And he's like, what the fuck? And he steps out on the catwalk, and this dude fucking grew like by 5 sizes, because when I left the freaking when I left 1-4, he was probably about 170 pounds tops. You know what I mean?
He was a beanpole.
He's my fucking size. Dude.
Yeah, he was
We
a
were
normal
like,
fucking
yeah.
size dude. And then I come back 3 years later, and this dude's fucking massive and like doing fucking strongman competitions. And
What'd
just
you
fucking
do to him,
huge.
bro?
And then I just
What'd
shot
you
him in
do
the
to
dick.
him?
I don't know what he did to himself, man. He was fucking 3 years of fucking training, I guess, and he got huge. I'm like,
He-
Jameson.
Well, that was all in Iraq. He went to
yeah.
Iraq tiny and left fucking huge.
yeah.
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 I mean, I can't say
remember him
steroids are involved at all. Not at
No,
all.
it was
no
diet.
steroids. None at all. 100% natural.
So that's where genetics comes in, kids.
Yeah.
It's theoretically, if you ate the right food, theoretically you'd grow huge. But
I guess the
this
right
is-
food is fucking MREs, Pop Tarts, jalapeno poppers.
dog,
and
that's why I'm
fucking-
all
Yeah.
for the supplement side, because not everybody could absorb the appropriate nutrients without help. That's why I'm
Yeah.
into cybernetics.
I
bro.
don't like,
nanomachines.
I don't like freaking supplements, but you know that might be evident because I'm not big as fuck.
Right.
I don't fucking
Dude, in this day and age, with all the fucking, my opinion, you got to look into it when you get out, Joe. You'll have more time.
Yeah.
My opinion, dude, is supplements are actually might be
I'm-
a better way to go if you're not eating organic.
I'm thinking
food.
about freaking hitting up.
Might
some,
be.
I might freaking put in some creatine while I'm doing my hypertrophy cycle, but that'll only be about 3 months worth, and then I'll fucking cut it off and stop doing it. And then when I'm working my strength cycles and stuff like that, I think I want to be all natural. And then when I go into the power cycle, I probably want to fucking hit some BCAAs or some shit like that. You know, and that might be
Yeah.
just about it.
Yeah, dude, check out, because look, Mike Tyson's coming back into the ring at 54, man, and you can look at his training videos, and they don't look bad, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they don't
That's
look
cocaine
bad.
and hookers, dude.
It ain't that. It's,
Well,
dude,
it's tiger blood,
shock,
man.
It's shock therapy. Well, he's a tiger. Not only is that,
It's
it's
tiger
shock
blood.
therapy, cryotherapy, all these
Oh,
things
yeah.
of recovery.
I mean,
It's
look
all
at
these things of
fucking
recovery.
Joe Rogan. He's like 52 or some shit like
Oh
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
but
Dude's
he's
just a friggin' beast, and he eats a
he's
strict.
roided too.
He eats a not strict, but he eats a carnivore diet. He fucking meditates for like 20 to 40 or hours or
Yeah,
20
even
to
people
40
on
minutes a
roids don't
day.
do what he does. You know,
20,
I'm not
20 to
discrediting
40
Joe
fucking
Rogan
minutes a
or
day. He friggin'
activities.
works out and he friggin' gets after it when he works out and shit like that. And not only
Yeah.
that, but like friggin' he also gets in a sensory deprivation chambers, high on fucking edibles or DMT, and fucking like just opens his mind, tells his
Yeah,
muscles
dude.
to grow with it.
Well, he said himself for the past 20 years he's been on TRT,
yeah.
which I get.
It's working out for me, dude.
yeah.
If I could afford it,
I mean,
I'd
he
be-
wasn't
I'd be- I'd
big in
hire
Fear
motherfuckers.
Factor. You know what I mean? He wasn't
No.
big in Fear Factor, but I think that him having a bald head now just makes him look bigger and fucking meaner.
That's what
his-
happened to Hill, Sergeant
like,
Hill. Yeah, he looks just like
Jesus.
Sergeant Hill.
And I
yeah.
just don't get it. Everybody, they're like, he's fucking married, but every chick that comes on a fucking guest star on his show and everything like that, it just seems to be swooning. Like they just like are begging to get gorilla fucked by Joe Rogan.
Yeah, there was one, I forgot what her name is. She does like a sort of right wing
Must be nice.
talk, and they were making fuck me eyes at each other. The
Oh
whole time.
shit. Yeah, I
But,
mean, even
yeah.
like his homegirl, freaking Rhonda Patrick, is just all sweet on him, or what's her fucking oh my god, it was fucking tense as fuck. I'm like, it was almost crossing some fucking lines and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like his wife had to be pissed at with Leah Remini
Or
when she was on there talking about
or it
fucking
could be a
Scientology.
gimmick.
Oh god,
Yeah, actually, could be a gimmick.
I mean, Leah
It's an
Remini is
act,
already
Hollywood,
a fucking
You know,
a
not mad
very
at you, Joe.
beautiful and like sexy
Oh,
woman and stuff like
she's
that.
a,
and
she's a smoke show.
she's
she's
fucking
fucking
smoke show.
Yeah, he's probably
Oh, yeah.
producing pheromones.
But
Yeah,
I'll
That's
tell
what
you
I'm
what,
saying.
his
I
wife,
got 40
his
years
wife
old.
is
I'm
hot.
going in
Yeah.
hot. By 40, I'll be able to afford this. I'm gonna be roided. I'm not.
I
I'm
liked
not
it when he
kidding.
had
If I'm not dead.
Jessime fucking on there and shit like that. Fucking Ross Patterson's wife. Fucking that chick. She's hilarious. She's a fucking real ass comedian and stuff like that. Funny as fuck. And Ross is a pretty fucking funny dude in his own right. You ever see that movie Range 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta admit, they probably get. Are they getting paid to come on Joe Rogan show too? Because
No.
if he's getting
No,
100 grand an
no.
episode- Oh, okay. They're all-
But your ratings and shit will skyrocket
Yeah.
up after.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
well,
what I'm saying. Of course
yeah,
they want to
like,
fuck him, dude.
so-
Come on, think of all the
Yeah.
factors. Not
Bridget
only is he
Fettesy's
like
been
a
on freaking Joe Rogan twice. And I found out about her from the first time that she was on freaking Joe Rogan and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Let me look this chick up. So I freaking signed on, or I freaking started watching her YouTube videos. And then I freaking signed on to her freaking website. Started giving her $7 out of my fucking check every month. I mean,
Yeah.
because she has really good fucking content and she's fucking legit. Should I fucking be spending my money on her? No, but
Yeah,
she's-
dude. No, it's your fucking money.
I don't mind it. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it's
your
$7.
fucking-
I spend
no.
the same amount on
Who-
freaking getting
Who
her-
the fuck says you shouldn't? I'll
Like,
punch him in the fucking.
I go out there for a couple of fucking McDoubles or a fucking Big Mac or some shit like that. I'm gonna spend $7 bucks on a meal
Yeah.
and shit like that. In this, I
On
get
some
like
bullshit.
freaking, I'm helping her cause, which she expresses at the end of every episode, like make me rich, and that would be
Yeah.
cool. She does the same shit I do though. She makes all of her fucking videos from a goddamn garage, which is otherwise known as her small undisclosed location, and like fucking hilarious. I
She
think
doesn't have the defense you do.
I think
Because
I'm
her defense is high. You got like a plus.
I think I'm
plus-
freaking. I think I'm just freaking letting everybody know about my little crush on British Fantasy or Bridget Fantasy right now. She's
Ma'am,
fucking
if
great.
you want to come on the show, we
she's-
would love to have you.
She's
Yeah,
fresh in my
anytime,
mind
anytime.
because I just watched her freaking episode or her dumpster fire episode like right before I got started with this and everything. So I was like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Might as well kick one out. That's why I contacted you guys. I'm like, hey, you guys ready to fire out a fucking like an Audible and shit like that and just fucking kick an episode out of nowhere? Do it.
Yeah, dude, it's a hobby, man. This is fun. I don't know, like I can't explain how much better I feel just for fucking, being just bullshitting with the homies
Yeah.
on. We got what 30 some odd subscribers now. We're growing slowly but surely, but
Yeah.
I actually have people giving me some solid ass reviews and I got like, damn, I got some plans.
Yeah.
And I'm actually working to put these plans into play.
Yeah.
It's just and it's fun.
That's
fun.
what I think. I think you and I probably share this need. We probably need a producer, man. Someone to keep us on track and like fucking create a segment for us and stuff, right?
Yep,
Like,
I
the
got my
segmented fucking
my
show.
cousin's trying to take a role, and like I got my family like looking at this shit, and so that's why it's good to get your episode out because
Yeah.
if you got you got potential, bro. I
It can
mean,
it can be categorical. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
dude.
I mean, just the fact that we've done, you've been on our show twice,
Yeah.
and we're only through your first deployment.
Yeah.
Like, we are.
yeah, and
you have
you're
like,
rated.
You
You have
had-
probably four.
You
have
had
like 4
Scott
hours of
Husing on your
content.
fucking show. That's a big deal. The dude's he's
Yeah,
I mean he's
Big
big in the infantry
fucking
community now
dude.
and shit like well he's big to me. Like
Yeah,
his book
same.
Echo and Ramadi is excellent.
dude,
He
he's
just came
wrote
out with another
multiple
one.
books. He's wrote multiple books.
Yeah.
It's I can't even find. I've been trying to. I can't even remember what the fuck they were. I've
Yeah.
seen this guy before, Echo and Ramadi.
But Echo and Ramadi is his big one. I mean that's his big
is his big
his
one.
big win because everybody loves a war novel for some fucking reason. Shit, maybe I should write one or something. But like,
Everybody loves a war novel.
but I am not a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
But I mean, just think you could do. I mean, shit. Just the shit that we talked about on our show was
Yeah.
insane. Like,
Dude, I see something completely different when I see I saw a company of men ready to go to fucking hell with you, dog.
Yeah.
I'm still ready to go to hell with you.
And that's the thing.
You
Like,
understand?
I was
I'm still ready.
that's the thing. Like when I was a legend in 1-4. And then when I fucking changed units, oh, that legend fell. I was a fucking nobody. That's how I can be I guess humble and shit like that. I fucking
Well,
Right.
And until you strap your stack on and you got that purple one. And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Fucking,
Oh, shit.
You're also with
all
the
that
Yeah,
dude.
like,
You're with
we
a bunch of
graduated-
American kids now.
we graduated Force Fitness Instructor course in fucking Charlie's. So I come out there and shit like that with my car and like the only fucking dude in the entire group with a purple heart and everything. Like, and people are fucking eyeballing my stack. The sergeant major comes up to me and is like, hey, freaking blah, blah. How long you been in? 17 years. He's like, hey, you looking at gunning? I'm like, I just got passed over the second time. He's like, what? How? Like, looks like you got the right freaking credentials for it. I'm like, yeah, no.
Because it's friendship. Oh, I got the high spot, and I'm gonna save all the high spot for my buddies. It's how men think.
I mean,
Or
it's-
Well,
people. I mean,
it's
not
the
even
board,
men.
man. The shit that they look at
Not
on the
even
board
people.
is like a fucking
Not even men.
mystery until like the outcome of the board comes out, and I don't think that's even accurate because they give them a survey and it gives them all these freaking bar graphs and pie graphs and bullshit and stuff like that to say how much something freaking weighed in on whether or not you were or were not promoted. But all the things that they looked at heavily were things that I already had, like freaking MOS credibility. Have you operated or are you operating in a freaking billet within your MOS and stuff like that? And for me being in a fucking training unit as a training chief and shit like that, it should count. But I think there's some disparity and stuff like that where part of my record says instructor freaking raids, and then on my freaking fit reps it says training chief and shit. So if those things aren't aligned and my BIC isn't aligned with my billet, they might look negatively upon that. I don't know. Maybe. Like, could be a reason why I didn't get promoted and shit like that. Because my fit reps aren't fucking all trash. I mean, most of them are like, average, above average, what the fuck ever and shit. I've got one in
Dude.
there where I had a brand new freaking second lieutenant freaking grade me as his low in an 80 because he had to freaking generate a low for his average and shit like that. But it wouldn't count because it's one of his first three, and his first three don't count. Everything else after that freaking builds the average.
And the thing is, my friend, from my experience, and I mean, I figured this shit out a long time ago, and it's made me maybe I should try harder, but it's kind of made me not really try at life that hard, in certain aspects. Dude, these motherfuckers already kind of had in mind who the fuck they're promoting, like immediately.
No.
Dude, I think so.
There's
I think
there's
so.
a requisite percentages and stuff like that from like the zone, the above zone, and the below zone, right?
But they get the
they'll pull
person
from.
that woos them, like from the initial sight or on certain. They
Well,
don't.
it's
look
not like that. They don't see any of us in person. It's about
Really?
freaking. It's about what it shows in your record. And I'm not a martial arts instructor or martial arts instructor trainer, but only freaking like 1% of the people that were fucking looked at on the board actually were instructor trainers. 10% were instructors. And it's not just promoting gunnery sergeants that are infantry. There's about 600 fucking infantry staff sergeants that were eligible for promotion. I did a freaking a big poll and some research and shit like that between the zone, the above zone, and the below zone. And I think in all of it, promotable and shit like that without or freaking excluding the people who had not gone to fucking career course yet or anything like that, and excluding the people who didn't have the time service, time and grade and shit like that, and excluding staff sergeants that were like fucking way too senior, freaking passed over several times and shit like that. Still had around 400 that were still eligible for fucking promotion and shit like that. And over 200 of those were in the zone, and then we had like 100 in the above zone and like 100 in the freaking below zone and shit like that, right? So all these freaking dudes that are eligible for fucking promotion, and there were only 106 allocations for 0369s. You know what I mean? Like, so when you take all of that potential and all that possibility and shit like that, and you freaking stack on these younger dudes and shit like that, they're going to want to pull mainly from the zone and maybe take like less than fucking 20% or some shit like that from the above zone, the old fucks like me, and promote them. So
Yeah.
I didn't even fucking, yeah. If I had gone to career course, or if they hadn't come out, here's the fucking thing where it pisses me off. So this year, everybody that was in freaking career course and shit like that, like, or was enrolled for career course in the class that got canked before COVID, right? They got a buy and got a free look anyway. They got looked at and considered for promotion, and some of them may have even gotten promoted without ever having gone to the career course. Last year, 2019, when I was in the zone, I wasn't PMA complete, but I was at career course at the time, and they came out with a MAR admin while I was there that fucking said, it doesn't matter if you're at the course. You will not be freaking considered for promotion on this freaking year's board unless you are graduated from career course. So I got completely excluded for that purpose. Not me personally, but like anybody that was, in the zone and at the course at that moment.
Well, I think.
But you're in early on in your career, though. The thing with that is like, okay, so all these younger people that probably that didn't get in wartime, they had time. They got bored. They had time to go fuck off at these schools. We do. That's not how. I mean, I guess I probably should have stayed in because the corporal course and all this other shit. They fucking.
Well,
honest to God, wasted money on me.
My most critical time for going to school, was while I was at freaking. Was pretty much while I was a combat instructor, and then I got to the fleet right after I got promoted to staff sergeant. And what I fucking do, I mean, I already went to IULC while I was at freaking SOI, and then freaking what am I gonna do next? I'm not gonna leave my platoon in the middle of a fucking workup to go to career course for like fucking 6 weeks. It's not gonna. No, that's not cool. I should have. If I had, I would have been a fucking gunnery sergeant by now.
Right, but you were too busy fighting a war, dude. That's
No,
what I'm saying.
I was just too busy training my platoon. I wasn't going to war or nothing like that shit, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, bro, that's the thing, man. That's the thing about the Marine Corps. It's not your scene anymore, dude. That's what it sounds like. It just that's how it goes, dude. That's how life goes. And it's as hard as it could be, as hard as things seem. In certain things, if you don't do this, you won't get that. It's cause and effect, and I guess that's what's made me not angry anymore is cause and effect.
I
But
mean,
when you look, would you have it any other way?
I'm still a fucking angry guy. I mean, shit. Come on.
Well, yeah, that might never change. But would you have it any other way though? Would you trade your experiences to maybe do those courses?
Fuck no.
Would you go back in time? No.
Here's
Fuck
what you
yeah.
do.
I might
You-
change
you,
And
one or two
fuck
experiences.
them.
you find out when the board is meeting, and then you kick the door in, and you come in with a mark, and
Nope.
you
Nah.
disass it, and then you fucking
Do
push
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out and
yeah,
walk
right.
out.
He's got
No.
talking
Oh,
guns
here's
now.
another thing. Writing
We're
a
on
letter to the
talking guns
board
now.
because the unit that I'm at right now, we're freaking exempt from our freaking our rifle qualification because we're a training unit that doesn't have rifles in our freaking TE or a table of equipment, right? And now apparently, rather than just being exempt and shit like that on the record and stuff like that, on the record as exempt in freaking McTims and going into McTiffs and shit like that, logged in as rifle exempt and shit like that, they don't care about what the record says. They can't just read your freaking BTR or read your freaking whatever and shit like that, your codes, and be like, oh yeah, he's exempt. You now have to write a letter to the board stating, my unit has no rifles in the TE. That is why I'm rifle exempt. Very respectfully, fucking me. You know what I mean? Like, you have to write a letter to the board for that shit. Like, how fucking stupid is that? Or are they so dumb that they, like, it's not that they're dumb. It's just that they're freaking unwilling to do the work to figure out, like, the basic here. The basic thing says, let me just go ahead and do some basic, freaking, you know, cognitive looking here and shit like that. I'm just try to, like, you know, use my brain and freaking develop a sense of this person based off of numbers and averages and all this other shit and stuff like that when I look at their master brief sheet, right? But I can't do that when I look at their rifle exemption or when I look at, like, fucking whatever else.
Well,
Like, get the fuck out of here.
That's the struggle with the system in general. It's like I don't know. It's like going to. I was in landlord court case with landlord. Um, dude, they in the court don't look at a lot of things. They don't look at the evidence. They don't look at shit. They don't look at certain shit. Like there's certain factors like this landlord that we didn't know. Like, okay, so his son lived across the street, was a child molester. They have a history of child molestation. Caught the motherfucker in my backyard like 6 times, like, you know, and they got to, you know, it's like, dude, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy. But he's been to court probably about every time he has gone to court, they have ruled that the tenant owes this motherfucker money. It's like on the same fucking property, and he never fixed the fucking property. He just had, you know, it was one of those my college years.
Yeah.
I just want something cheap. I want a crappy trailer.
Yeah.
Um, so, so it's like, dude, that motherfucker had a hole in the wall that had all this shit everywhere. I replaced the pipes by myself. It was just fucked up. So I'd just be kicking it back, throwing beer cans, just exactly what I paid for. And then he's like, oh, tries to sue me for 10 G's. I'm like, motherfucker, I got all these pictures of how the pipes busted. He's an old fuck. And I was like, dude, you're old. I'll do all the work. And I just fixed all the shit, right? And then he tries to sue me. And then I'm like, I like to the court, I'm like, aren't you looking at every person who has ever lived there? He has got a judgment off of, but this property is still garbage. You guys not just take 10 seconds, go take pictures of property, take 10 seconds to pull up his old cases to look at the photos of the evidence he had collected before.
Now that's your
tell
job.
me tell me he's did any fucking work.
That's your
Like,
job.
Yeah,
in a
we got
civil
the
court.
fucking internet. We got the internet. We can't record these court cases.
I mean, that's your
It-
lawyer's job to do the investigative work and shit. You know what I mean?
Fucking lawyers suck. They collect $200 an hour. They collect your money. They go. What they do is they go talk to their buddy. They go, oh, I know this person. Let me go talk to him. And what do you got, dude? Nothing. I got this. Or they discuss how the shit's gonna go down before it ever happens. It doesn't, dude. They make a judgment off your character. The lawyer interview you. If they think you're a piece of shit, they'll go tell the prosecuting attorney, hey, he's a piece of shit. Let's do whatever.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I've seen people act before. I've been a part of big companies, and I see how they operate. Yes, people try their best to hold up to the codes of integrity and the fucking this, that, and the other. But when push comes to shove, and they are forced into a corner and it's you or them, they're going to choose fuck you, it's me. They don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're gonna
And
choose
that,
their reputation over you any day.
yeah, over what's right. And that's because of it all goes. It's like the Marine Corps saying there's only one fucking thief in the Marine Corps. Everybody else is trying to get their shit back, I guess. This goes to we're not getting accurate information. We are basing our lives off of a lot of bullshit. Part of the life's challenge is sorting through what is bullshit and sorting through the good information. So we should always, I think, as a society, we should strive to have accurate information, integrity, yada yada yada. There I
Yeah.
go again. Sorry, I
Yeah,
did that thing.
no, I'm
I
with you
think
on that.
I
You're
think
good.
you should go UA and move to Mexico.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I think you should get everything. Uncle Sam owes you a fucking buck or two, dog. They better fucking pay up.
I
That's
mean,
what I gotta say.
I got a different thought on that. Is that I signed a motherfucking contract, so
This is true, but I'm looking at these football players that are bitching for more money. I mean, I know you signed the fucking contract, you have honor, but this is you're gonna realize we're just on there's a fire, there's this ball of fire, and we're on this rock rotating around the ball of fire. I don't think anybody actually, like this is just shit's all made up from some monkeys. We're just fancy monkeys.
all I got in this world is my word and my balls. Not I'll break them for nobody.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I mean, brother, dude,
Let
they
me
can
tell
say
you
what they
something,
want.
brother.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you something, brother. The
Dude,
cream
guy-
always rises to the top.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. And you're right. Yeah. So yeah, you got your word. That'll probably take you, dude. There, like I said, there's people even today. I don't know if you realize there's people even today that Joe Renfro. I'm in. I'm in. Joe Renfro. I'm in. They hear Joe Renfro. I'm in. Just yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's why I mean you have more than enough shit to write a book. You could write fucking
yeah.
a series of books.
that's what we're in Talking Guns. This is it.
Yeah, dude.
We're gonna the legacy of fucking Joe Renfro is on this motherfucking show.
'Cause
It
he's
started
the
it-
war bag
started
and
it all
Talking
clear.
Guns.
Well,
Yeah.
the story starts in all clear, but
It does.
continues.
There's yeah. I mean, I might as well introduce it here on this podcast because nobody fucking really knows. You know what I mean? So on the All Clear podcast and shit like that, what numbers are they, like fucking 9 and 14 or something? I don't fucking know.
One of the best. It's the top rated episodes from my
Yeah.
cousin. The love is a kill people shit.
Yeah. So like fucking on the All Clear podcast, I'm featured in 2 of their things telling the story of the Battle of Najaf, and that's. I mean, it's a good time. You know what I mean? I was.
Yeah, people don't check our shit out chronologically either. There's no each
yeah.
person
It's
has their own
episodic.
personality. You might not like War and Killing. Go check out the Vetch episode. We're talking about D&D and shit like that. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's just each character has their own fucking.
It's
thing.
episodic rather than seasonal. I get it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So your episodes 14 and 21.
14 and 21. There we go. Hey.
The best
Friggin-
the best ages of
Yeah.
one's life.
But
Now, I was a
You know-
19-year-old kid, man. What else am I gonna do? You know, go to war.
yeah, and you did your job. You did your job well. And
You spread love through the fucking ranks is why you have such I mean you did it so it's an art, bro.
I got to
But you're
come
an
back on
artist.
your guys' show and fucking talk about the 07 deployment still.
That's
yeah, and everything after that.
I got to
Fucking-
tell you about my fucking IED hit. That was
Yeah.
that's a fun story. Like it's a short one, but still a fun one. It doesn't have like days attached to it and shit like that, but it's it's I can get in some fucking pretty gritty detail about how fun it was. You know what I mean? And that's a good time, but
Yeah. I mean, shit, you saw firsthand from the mindset. You've had to change way hard from the mindset, blah, blah, blah. Me and Andrew just like kind of like Fitzgerald people, that the guy who wrote Great Gatsby. That's how I feel like a lot of the times it's Fitzgerald. He wrote the Great Gatsby, tried to sign up for war. He went to World War II, like, yeah. Oh, no, it's over. Okay. All right, well, fuck. I'm going to do this, and it's over. All right, well, I missed that, too. And he does some cool shit, though. He
You
still
ever,
does some cool shit.
you ever read Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut?
Yeah.
Writing it down, I have not.
Dude, it's a fucking wild one. And if you just want to audiobook it, James Franco reads it. And he's just the right guy to read it because that dude's already fucking whacked out and shit like that. And the character is completely fucking whacked out.
dude, I don't I dude, the audiobook for me, I literally space. I actually have to read a fucking book. And whenever I get to a good book, like it's like read and like I can't put it down. I'm
Yeah.
obsessive over it. I'm like having obsessive
Slaughterhouse Five will
personality.
piss you off at the beginning. You'll be like, "What a pussy," right? There was like whole ass fucking life, and then he has this change of who he is to not giving a fuck. Like
Dude.
through the war, he's just like this lost little boot, you know.
Yeah.
And then like it like fast forwards to his like first marriage where he marries this fat, disgusting, mean bitch that fucking treats him like shit. And then he gets abducted by aliens.
What? I gotta check it out, dude. I like so like good entertainment. I don't know when you're getting out. I don't know if you're gonna dabble in some pot when you get out, but when you do, you got to watch Workaholics then because that's
Yeah.
every episode, dude. They start off. I can barely watch it. I'm embarrassed for them. But in the end of every episode, they make that shit right.
It's
I-
like
They make that
it's
shit
one of those
right. They
ridiculous
fucking
things that
write
normal
their-
people wouldn't do, like The Office.
Yeah, yeah. But they're like somehow they always it's not sometimes it's like it's not a win you would think that's a win, but then when you finally get to feel their personalities, dude, they make that shit right. They live by a code of honor.
Yeah.
That's what makes the show so appealing to me is because their honor.
Well, I mean, one of my favorite Workaholics episode is the drug test one, when they realize that they're all gonna fail a drug test, so they have to come up with a plan, and it's for like a shitty job. It's not even like
It's
they
not-
work in like a call center.
I guess it's not that hard. I mean, when you think about it, like I knew this. I had this fucking dude. He was in my platoon. He was a lance corporal, and he had been in the Marine Corps for about 3.5 years. He was ready to get out. Popped on a drug test and shit like that. On like a surprise one, he didn't see it coming because somebody dimed him out. He had been dealing drugs within the barracks and shit like that, like under the radar, for years. And he never stopped doing drugs when he joined the Marine Corps. He just would freaking get pissed from his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Dude,
then it was
I
just
haven't-
like
Yeah.
it's
I'm not
like
gonna confess that.
yeah, dude, you freaking so your piss is clean, but there's a little minor inconsistency that we want to discuss with you. It's like,
You're
what's that?
pregnant!
You're pregnant.
Yeah, they take that shit to the lab in the government. Yeah. This isn't fucking civilian world drug test. This is
That's like the funny shit that belongs on a sitcom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
dude, I will say, man, never mind. I won't say it. I don't even know if I should say it, but first getting out when I was heavy into pot, I've literally had to cheat every fucking drug test ever, all the time. I was like a ninja. Carried fake piss on me, carried it, worn, just know how to do that shit.
yeah.
So thank you, Marine Corps, for showing me how to not be scared of anything.
That's
Probation, literally the
I do
cops
not-
behind me. I cough, pop the pill bottle open. Oh!
Talking Guns
Sorry.
officially does not endorse cheating on piss tests. You should not do that. It's
No,
bad.
that's what I'm saying. And we need to change the laws because I'm
Dude,
a fucking upstanding
I don't
citizen, bitch.
I
I'm an
don't
upstanding
condone
citizen, fuck
cheating
off.
on any tests at all. Least of all
No.
the whiz quiz.
I feel guilty.
But-
on it. But we gotta stop. We gotta stop this nonsense. We gotta. Yeah. I don't know what we gotta do. I get it. We don't want people later. You need slaves to do your bidding. We get it.
I mean,
Get it.
this is the thing. Like capitalism always wins. Yet another segment that freaking Bridget Fedesi has on our show and stuff like that. And it's a funny little thing that it does. Like capitalism always wins. In the end, you know, it's always about fucking dollar bills, doll. Like that's it.
Well, we get it. You need your slaves. All right, cool. Just let us do drugs. It's fine.
But like
Let's
the world's
maybe
going that way.
synthesize some cool drugs.
The military never will. People ask, well, if freaking marijuana is going to become legal in all states and then legal federally and stuff like that, then why not allow freaking, you know, police and military to use it to like for their... No, absolutely not. There's plenty of reasons not to.
No.
I don't want anybody on the gun that's fucking high or like
Or even fucking smoking. It takes away. Dude, I want to get away from. I kind of want to get away from the shit.
I don't want to
to be
freaking have a
honest.
dude that's like a decent boot and shit like that. By the time he's on the freaking NCO board or some shit like that, he becomes fucking. He's like perma-fried.
Yeah, I don't think it permafries you, bro. I know when I get out, when I quit, I'm fine. I go back to.
But that's different. That's you because you're an adult and you waited until like after you were an adult
25.
to start it. It's about,
I waited to 25.
Yeah.
When my brain was undeveloping. Yes.
yeah, exactly. Like
I
freaking.
tried it in high school and hated it and felt like a bitch every time I smoked.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. So you didn't experience a lot of freaking cognitive decline and shit like that from your brain being undeveloped while you were freaking smoking. Like maybe everybody should be in the military for 4 to 5 years and shit.
Yeah. And then mushrooms. When I tried mushrooms for the first time, I was 20 fucking 6. It's like my brain is done developing. Dude, I've literally never had a bad trip. My mind is strong. Like whenever I ate mushrooms for the first time, and it was a tornado outside, and I'm not stupid. I've ran in tornadoes before, and everybody's like freaking out, and like it looks like I don't know.
Those two statements go against
Dude,
each
it was
other.
a tornado. It's fine. I ran through a tornado on
Yeah,
mushrooms.
it's
It was
kind of like
awesome.
the polar
fucking
opposite
awesome.
of being all right.
I'm not
No,
stupid, but I hang out in
bro,
tornadoes.
bro,
No, I'm not
dude,
stupid, but-
You've never been to Missouri. You shut your pie hole.
Remember that time?
It was. You could get in a ditch. It was a ditch full of water. The tornado can't suck you out of the ditch if you're in a ditch full of water.
Somebody wise once said, and I don't know who the fuck it was, nothing you say before the word "but" matters.
I'm not racist, but
That's so true. Let's try that. I don't like dudes, but yeah, that's going wrong.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not gay, but
I'm not gay, but
Oh man, fucking.
oh my.
We're I guess I gotta figure out a name for this fucking thing. Cringy shit I've seen on fucking social media, like just. So there's pages out there on the Instagram and shit like that that are fucking dedicated to collecting these fucking terrible videos on Instagram. It's like TikTok boots, hilarious. Dependent diaries, even funnier. They have a special day set aside on Friday for Friday Cry Day for freaking girlfriends or wives of military members and shit like that that like to cry on camera because apparently that's stylish. So Friday Cry Day is great. It's like one of my favorite things.
Friday. So is this like? I mean, you know, you got Yuri Bezmenov maybe. He talks about this big word that I've always forget. It's like ideological subversion. Check that shit out because now, like, look at how our media's going. Look how cool shit's getting reinforced, like Friday Cry Day.
Yeah.
And it's. I'm glad we're fucking noticing that finally. There's more people coming out speaking out against shit like Friday Cry Day, and these people that are getting this. I mean.
I don't speak against it. I think it's
I don't
fucking
speak
great.
against it. Yeah.
I love me some freaking trolling on the social medias. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I typically don't.
I'm a troll.
I don't partake in the especially mean things that people say where it's like, oh, just fucking kill yourself kind of shit. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't think that's good. But like, if you just I guess accept the comedy of the situation is always kind of fun.
Yeah.
I think that a little bit of shame is good. If somebody's being a douchebag and you shame them, and then they are like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be like that, then you have improved society a little bit.
Yeah, it's not a terrible thing.
That's why I love like the stolen valor videos of like guys getting called out. And then because you can tell a lot of these guys have gotten probably a lot of free shit by claiming to do things that they've never even attempted. But then when you see somebody that actually knows call them out, and they know the little things to ask for, like where's your ID card and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I left it at home, and it's like bullshit because for a fact that when you're in uniform you have your ID card on.
Yeah, don't you want your freaking military discount at fucking Olive Garden or some shit?
Yeah. Or the most simple question: what unit are you with?
Yeah.
And they
Hate that one.
Yeah.
and I
Like I still know what that means.
um the
3rd Battalion, 7th Jihad.
yeah. Or when they start saying, oh, it's top secret, or I can't tell you shit like that. It's like bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Every person that was in uniform knows what unit they're with, what their MOS is,
Yeah.
fucking where you're stationed. It's fucking
And
ridiculous.
top secret is not all that secret.
I mean,
There might be a super clear. Dude, top
it's all right.
secret's
So
kind of cool. It's way more secret than you think, but it's not as
all right.
secret.
So it's not so much secret because of the information itself or how freaking damaging it is to anything. It's only freaking secret because of where it came from.
Yeah. But they do have an illusion. Dude, have you checked that out, Andrew? The exhaust. Look up a T-70 and check out where the exhaust is. There's several tanks that they have posted online. I'm pretty positive they moved the exhaust on the picture. I could be crazy, but I'm pretty sure that like there's certain tanks that they like the ones we saw in SOI will be on Google, but it looks like
I think I just ruined the video. I'm doing a thing.
you can't ruin the video. It's
Yeah,
your
I know.
video.
It's like fucking being all slow now. It's using like
Oh, literally like the technicality. We're having a